Good evening. You were catching me after I forgot I was supposed to record this video, hence why I already have my skin treatment on my face. I love to use a good tea tree oil to spot treat any bumps on my face. So that's what we got going on here. But that being said, I committed to recording every day and I shall. I'm not gonna lie to you, I missed a day this weekend because I got home at like 5, 6 a.m. And I was like, it's never that serious. I think I can miss a day. But today it's only 9:45, and therefore I shall be recording. Yes, yes. So what's on my mind today? The more I use AI, the more I understand the concept of being easy to work with, right? Because Claude has such a freaking attitude. Claude has such a freaking attitude. And I'm like, even if you're technically right, you don't have to be an asshole about it. And I never understood that because people will tell me that I'm being an asshole, and I'm like, what did I say? I didn't say anything mean, but there's something to like tone that I'm starting to get the more that I experience Claude's tone. And I'm just like, brother, shut the. For example, I work out and I run my workouts through AI to try to learn the best way to optimize my workouts efficiently and quickly. And I told Claude that I had gone from like 15 to 12 pounds on some weight, and he's like, that's regression. Why did that happen? And I was like, relax. First of all, it's 1 week. I didn't even go back to tell Claude that this week I did it at 20 pounds. I'll have you know. And also, working out is never linear, so shut the up. But it was just like, I don't need this from you. Yes, I understand that's regression. You are technically right. I regressed. The weight is lighter this week than last week. I didn't tell you that so you could tell me that. I already knew that. I told you that because I was trying to check a different part of my question. And instead of answering that part of my question, you focus on this one little detail that I already knew was a regression. So what? I'm like censoring myself on this, but super aggravating. And it makes me think about like what I've been like in a working context or conversational context when people are like super annoyed about having a conversation with me, and I'm like, I didn't say anything wrong or mean. But it's like, yes, you were technically right, but like, why the fuck, excuse my language, why did you say that? You didn't need to say that. You could have left that out. That's not even what we're talking about right now. It's unnecessary attitude, right? And then I was at the pool with one of my friends a couple weeks ago, and I like looked up some detail using Claude, and then I read Claude's answer to my friend, and my friend was like, damn, got an attitude. And I was like, right? For no reason. It's like, bro, just answer the question. Just address the conversation at hand. We don't need the extra commentary. And it makes me realize, oh, that's what people are saying when they're like, you don't need to add your commentary to things. And I'm like, what's wrong with my commentary? I get it. The commentary has attitude. The commentary is unnecessary. Not because it's wrong by any technicality, but because nobody wants the attitude. And so I had a conversation with someone today, and I was like so aggravated by the conversation to the degree that I was like, I'm done speaking to you. Like, we're done. I don't need to speak to you. Definitely on this matter and on many matters moving forward. And I'm like, wow, I guess that's what's happening when people are having conversations with me and they're like, yeah, I'm not fucking with you, so we're just not gonna talk. I don't need to talk to you. I don't need to be friends with you. I'm gonna just keep it cool and you can stay distantly over there. And I'm like, what did I do wrong? I'm such a kind person. Because the person I was speaking to today, also an incredibly kind person, reliable, solid friend. Nothing wrong with them in that respect, but having one pattern of aggravating conversation where it's like, you're not trying to understand what I'm saying at all. You're not meeting me halfway. You're just litigating a detail that doesn't matter to anyone's life. Doesn't make your life better, my life better. But yet you like keep getting stuck on this point. And it's like, oh, it's not because the detail is wrong. I mean, in this case, it was actually literally wrong. But it made me realize why this pattern of conversation with this person irritates me. It's not that over time the conversation it's wrong. It's that you are fixating on a detail that doesn't matter, and then I waste my energy going back and forth with you on it. And why am I wasting my energy? You can either choose to understand what I'm saying, or you can, if you want to understand so bad, you can bring yourself to move towards understanding. But to sit on your side of the fence defensively and then require me to come over to your side of the fence to explain my side of the fence and exhaust myself doing so is very irritating. But then there's like the opposite side of it where it's like, oh, you want to be easy to work with, you want to be collaborative, you want to be easygoing, you want to be a good time. But sometimes that can be taken too far, as with anything, where I think the corporate America expectation around easy to work with is actually unreasonable bullshit, right? So, what I mean by that is, I saw a job description on LinkedIn today that said, if I need you to go blah 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 at 4 a.m., and because that's what the job requires, then so be it. Someone who thrives in chaos, blah 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 blah, blah. Very, very strong personality. And I'm just like, why the fuck is this a job description? Like, why are you saying this comfortably with your chest right now? Why in what universe does 4 a.m. need to appear in any job description except an ER nurse? Let me know. Because I promise you the corner of LinkedIn that I exist on has nothing to do with ER nurses. It's all corporate tech jobs. So why? Why does your job description ask for 4 a.m.? Because the job requires it. The work, who's dying? Who dies? What work could possibly require you needing me at 4 o'clock in the morning for something that kills no one, except for your own ego? Ego to feel like I'm available to you, ego to feel like your work is so important. It's actually, sorry to tell you, not that important. You are not a ER nurse. This is not a medical emergency. You can wait 4 hours until 8 a.m. for me to address this. And then that's when I become non-collaborative. I don't want to do my job. I'm not easy to work with because I won't bend over backwards in the literal middle of the night to accommodate your expectations around access to other people who are doing this for a check, not to breathe. Not to breathe. I was breathing before you wrote that job description, and I'll be breathing after. If anything, you're probably going to be breathing a much shorter window of time than I will because you're stressing yourself to death and losing sleep, both of which are killing you slowly. And maybe fastly because you decide that you need everything to be done at 4 a.m. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So there's like one end of the spectrum where I can see why it's like, don't be difficult in unnecessary ways. But like the definition of unnecessary varies. And some people think unnecessary is someone who's refusing to do their job. I will do it. This is a business. And you will have access to me during business hours. And that is when we shall collaborate. You're not my partner. You're not my child. You are not my lungs. We do not need to interface with each other outside of business hours for a business. I know, you're probably gonna lose 3 customers by the time I wake up in the morning. If they were that important to you, you should have hired overnight staff. You should have assigned someone to be on call. There are corporate jobs that are exactly that, on-call support. But you can't have me all day during the day and then also have me all night at night. You hire someone for on-call at night and you hire someone for standard hours during the day. So I oscillate between being like, oh, I should be easier to work with, to being like, no, I have boundaries and they are reasonable. To be fair, I think rigidity in the context of just having a day-to-day conversation is where you lose me. Because I saw someone say this I made a post the other day and someone commented like paragraphs under my post, and someone else was like, it's never that serious. Social media is lighthearted. Nobody's reading your paragraphs. We come here to have fun and keep it light. And that's what I want to think about most social interaction. Let's just have fun and keep it light. And I'm growing out of the part of me that wants to take things seriously and just standard social interaction, because it's never that serious. And then on the opposite end, being easy to work with by busting my butt to be available in the middle of the night for you because you weren't proactive in your own planning around this situation that you say is now required by the job. It's never that serious.